Welcome back for more comparing and contrasting how our things are the same and how are they different. You should have your book open, your Wonders book, open to page 448. And you should also have your Turn book open to page 282. I ripped mine out because it's easier for me to write on. You don't need to do that if you don't want to, which is fine. So we are going to read Butterflies Big and Small and see how the two different kinds have things that are the same and things that are different. And we are going to be using this Venn diagram that we saw yesterday on our PowerPoint on putting down our facts, all right? So we are going, well, we don't even know which types of butterflies, so we can't label it quite yet, right? But we do know that our middle circle is for both. So you can go ahead and label that. Okay, just like any text, what do I always say? What do we do before we read? We look at our text features. We have our title, butterflies, big and small. We have a caption here. Monarch butterflies like to land in the same trees when they migrate. It means when they move. We also have a heading, size and color, and we have a diagram here. It's showing us the parts of this Western pygmy blue butterfly. So this diagram shows the parts of the butterfly: their wing, their antenna, their head, their thorax, their leg, and their abdomen. That means their tummy, right? So we're going to jump right in, read about butterflies, and figure out what are we comparing and contrasting. There are more than 725 species or kinds. Remember, there's that comma, and the word or tells us what species means, of butterflies fluttering around the United States and Canada. These fascinating creatures taste leaves with their feet and only see colors red, yellow, and green. The monarch butterfly and the Western pygmy blue butterfly share these same traits, but they are also different in many ways. Signal word, different, okay? So we are going to be comparing and contrasting the monarch butterfly. So I can label it over here, monarch, and the Western pygmy blue. I'm just going to call it the pygmy. Okay. And we already found some things that were the same, didn't we? It says they share these same traits, but they are different in many ways. So what do they share? What's the same? They taste with their feet and only see colors red, yellow, and green. That's wild, isn't it? So they both taste with feet. It's a funny fact. Imagine if you could taste with your feet. Gross. And see only, how do they figure out that they can only see red, yellow, and green? It's not like you can ask a butterfly, hey, what color is that? Right? So now we're going to read about some ways that they are different. Let you catch up. Okay, you should be good. Now we're going to talk about their size and color. The Western pygmy blue butterfly is the smallest butterfly in the world. It is just about a ½ inch across from wingtip to wingtip. That's smaller than a dime. So think about a dime and your piggy bank, something really small, right? A little butterfly. Monarch butterflies are much bigger. They measure about 4 inches across. What's that? Something different. And I like to balance out my sides. So we're talking about size over here, size over here. So the monarch butterfly is 4 inches. Remember that little symbol means inches. And the pygmy was a ½ inch, right? That's so tiny. 1/2 inch. In size. I guess we should write in size. So I like to balance. On one side, I talked about size. So on the other side, I want to talk about the size. Since you don't have vocabulary, you might want to, after we finish up and you do your reading and your iReady, you might want to research some pictures of these guys. Be fun. And then you've got your dinner topic. Size is not the only way monarchs are different, ignored, from pygmy blues. Monarch butterflies are a bright orange color with black markings. That makes them easy to see. Pygmy blue butterflies are mostly brown and blue, and they blend in with their surroundings. Many people walk by pygmy blues unaware that they're even there. We found another difference. It's about their color, right? Monarch are orange, orange, and black. And I balance it out by putting something about color over here. Pygmies are what? Brown and blue. Okay. Now we go to our next page, which is the next heading, moving around. We also have finding food. We also have a map down here about their migration, where they move. And the map key, the orange arrow, shows you the monarch butterfly route, where the blue arrow shows you the pygmy blue. Makes sense, right? Orange for the monarch. Okay. And we also have a caption. This western butterfly stops to eat. Remember how they taste? And this caption over here says monarch butterflies feed on milkweed. Okay, moving around. Almost all butterflies migrate or move to different areas. What does that mean? Is that something the same? Sure is. Well, this article is, this passage is just chock full of stuff. Migrate. But they migrate to different places, right? The monarch's journey is the longest migration of any butterfly in the world. It spends summers in northern United States and Canada. Then it migrates south to Mexico in the early fall. Many monarchs travel more than 3,000 miles. Little butterfly. Western pygmy blue butterflies inhabit southwestern deserts and marshes from California to Texas. They migrate short distances north to Oregon and also to Arkansas and Nebraska. So that is something different, right? So monarchs travel long distances and pygmies travel short distances. Migrate long distances. Migrate short. Oops, sorry. I'll give you extra time. If you go out of the circle, it's okay. All right. The next paragraph starts with the word both. So right away, we know it's something the same. Both monarchs and blue pygmies migrate when the weather gets chilly. Butterflies are cold-blooded insects. They are hot when the weather is hot and cold when the weather is cold. As a result, both butterflies migrate to stay warm. They also journey north or south to find food. So we can add to that, and there we had another signal word, both. Migrate to stay warm. Finding food. Well, I can tell you what we're about to read about, right? But it's different though, but they do taste with their feet. This just cracks me up. The western pygmy blue drinks the nectar of many kinds of flowers. It finds the sweet, thick liquid easily, so its population has steadily grown. However, it's ignored. That means monarch butterflies are not so lucky. Just like the pygmy blue, just like something similar, monarch butterflies sip nectar from flowers, but signal word. The monarch butterfly has one main food requirement, the milkweed. Monarch butterflies must find this plant along their migration route. But what happens if there are no milkweed leaves? When people build houses and roads, there are fewer places for monarchs to find milkweed. If the monarch cannot find food, its population will decrease. The western pygmy blue and monarch butterflies are not endangered or at risk for becoming extinct now, but biologists are worried. Many other butterflies are endangered because people destroy their habitats. So what is the same? They both sip nectar, right, from flowers, just like the pygmy blue, just like is the signal word. So they both sip nectar. If you run out of, oops, I did it again. If you are out of space here, we can just split it up, sip nectar. So we know that this kind of all goes together, and then this side would be pygmy and this side would be monarch. Okay. You can add the word both if you want. So they both sip nectar, but the monarch's food was what? It's even in the caption, sorry. Milkweed. Oh, I wrote that on the wrong side. Well, that's why I use a pencil. Okay. Last but not least, our last heading is help butterflies. I'm sure we can figure that out. That's why we use our headings, boys and girls. Like all wildlife, monarch and pygmy blue butterflies should be respected. People need to preserve butterfly habitats. To help, they can work to change laws, plant milkweed, and make it illegal to destroy animal habitats. Learning about butterflies and what they need to survive is important. That way, there will be plenty of western pygmy blue and monarch butterflies for future generations to enjoy. The end. Very good. So we found a lot of things that are the same with these two different types of butterflies and things that are different with these two types of butterflies. We found a lot of signal words in that passage, which I love when we find signal words. Ding, 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 signal word. And tomorrow we will work out of our anthology book for some more compare and contrast, and you're going to love the story tomorrow. It's another nonfiction text. If you can tell, we have been working on nonfiction this week, expository, real stuff, and we will continue on our journey with compare and contrast. So you've got your iReady today, you've got your independent reading, and maybe if mom or dad lets you research, you can look up some of those butterflies. See what they look like, that little bitty one, a little pygmy blue. See you tomorrow.